Okay, continuing. Let's talk about panels within IDMP. Panels are actually how you're going to use those attributes, and there's some really incredible things you could do with it. So, you might notice that there's a couple templates right over here. Well, IDMP actually supports a feature called zero query intelligence. It's a really insightful way to see different ways you can create panels without having to do a thing, right? Here, I have I have a couple templates ready to go, right? These templates are suggestions given by my LLM without me having to touch the system. They're suggested panels, right? I can like a template for one that I want to see more of, and I can dislike a template for one I want to see less of, right? So maybe I want to dislike this one. Now, with my like templates, I'll see more like those, and I'll see less like the disliked ones. It's almost like TikTok, you know, very similar to that like and dislike algorithm they have. Now, clicking on one of these is very simple. You simply pick one that you like. Maybe I like this one. And then it'll generate, right? So we're giving it a second, and there you go. It's generated, showing when it runs and then when it's stopped, right? Now, maybe I want insights on that. I can regenerate to get some insights, right? And these are direct insights leading you to have a more pragmatic approach when you talk about your data. So now I've seen the average running percentage by hour for the past 24 hours. I now have a more pragmatic approach because I can talk about the core insight, the key findings, analysis and hypothesis, the business impact, and recommendations. Not just delivering data, but delivering real results. It is more than just about generating the panels. We give you the end-to-end analysis. Now going back to the list, I can save this panel and go good with it. Or I can also use natural language to build out my panels, right? Natural language is another way to build out a panel. So let's talk about that. For natural language, I could say something like, let's say, uh, anything you want, right? So please compare the flow rate and temperature. Maybe you want to see a correlation. Give me a line graph. Well, I can just go ahead and type that out. And now it's generating that panel for me through natural language. I can even enable multiple swim lane to see both of these metrics. And it is just like that, ready to go. Of course, you can create your own panels, right? You have the ability to create your own panels. I can go ahead and add a new panel. Standard. We have two types of panels, standard and canvas. Let's stick with standard, right? You do downtime planned and maybe downtime unplanned. Those are two that you don't want to do. Multiple different chart types, including some that you might not have seen. And with one raw data metric, you can even run forecast predictions right on this. And we have a ton of different settings. We follow Grafana very closely. And you can have as many metrics as you want. It doesn't just have to be two. It can even be three. The possibilities with IDMP are limitless and really up to your organization. Now, what else can you do with the charts? As I mentioned, you can also forecast with TDGPT, which I spoke about very briefly. TDGPT allows you to use machine learning models of your choice to forecast your data. You can get accurate analysis like this. Forecasting, allowing you to prevent things from happening before they happen. This type of insight is so valuable to your operation. And this is what you can do with end-to-end panels. Now, how can I use these panels to create a dashboard, right? I want to make a dashboard. Making a dashboard has never been easier. Let's click Add New Dashboard. All the panels you want, you can just drag them, right? Just drag them in. Multiple of these dashboards can be dragged in, and you'll be able to customize them however you like. Line level dashboard. All of these can be resized, and it's never been easier to click Save. Now I have a couple that are already finished for you guys, so let's go check those out. Let's discard. Now we have two types of dashboards. This one is a templatized dashboard, meaning that it's given to a ton of different elements. So because I've templatized this dashboard, I can scroll through the different elements. I can pick a time sector range, and I can even have a refresh interval. The possibilities with this are really limitless, and your organization has never had more diversity in terms of how it can analyze. Now, going back to the other dashboard I have set up, once again, I can see the data flowing in, right? So I can have it for the last 15 minutes. I can see the downtime plan. I can see the alerts, the panel types, and the auto refresh interval are really limitless. And one more thing that I have to mention. You might have remembered we talked about that canvas feature. I'm going to go a little bit more in depth. The canvas is essentially these PNID diagrams that are loved by so many of our customers that are operators. Let's make a basic one to show you guys how this can be used. Maybe I'll drop this one right over here, and maybe I want to connect it to some kind of pump. There you go. It has never been easier to create graphics that you can throw up. Powerful visualizations are really the end-to-end process for IDMP. So there you go. Grab this line, connect it with this other one. Let's go to animation, and let's make the line a little bigger. We can also just turn on a flow-like animation, and we have tons of different effects. The experience in IDMP really allows for your creativity to shine throughout your organization. Okay, and this is ready to go. I'll show you what a finished one should look like on the screen here. Look how fidel you can get with these Canvas dashboards. Here's what a finished one looks like.